All right, hello and welcome. My name is Rhonda Parker, and I'm the creator behind Words by Parker. Thank you for being here today. We are back after a bit of a break. We didn't stream last week, so last week's adventures are going to be this week's adventures. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So I've been live streaming for a little while now, basically just going through Elder Scrolls Online, also known as ESO. I am playing on the PC version. I've played for years on the PSN or PlayStation. I still have my account over there. That's my quote-unquote main account, but it has definitely been fun playing on PC and seeing the differences. Plus, over on PC, I have access to the test server. Is it test server? Is that what it's called? Yes. Where sometimes you get to beta test new things. I haven't done that yet, but I'm excited about doing that because I always kind of wanted to do that. It's like, ooh, yes, let me see new features and give you my opinion, which you may not want, but so anyway, enough chitter chatter. We are back over in Volkilgard, which is part of Aradan, which is part of the Aldmeri Dominion Alliance, and we are going to join the Undaunted today. I'm very excited because the Aldmeri Dominion version is my favorite version of joining the Undaunted. So in this game, things are broken up by, well, lots of different ways. But one of the big things, especially for player versus player, is you have Aldmeri Dominion, which is yellow, Ebonheart Pact, which is red, and Daggerfall Covenant, which is blue. And because of that, and because depending on which alliance you choose, you start in different areas to start your adventure. You also have different, when you go to Cyrodiil, for instance, to do the tutorial, it's going to look different. It's very similar, but it's going to look different because it's more tailored to your alliance and whatnot. And it's the same way with Undaunted, but Aldmeri Dominion is my favorite version of joining the Undaunted. It just cracks me up. I can't help it. All right, so am I going to have the problems today? Probably. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay. Sorry about it being nighttime over here, but it is pretty at night. All right. So for joining the Undaunted, depending on your alliance, it's going to be in the starting, like the first big starting city. So for Aldmeri Dominion, that is Volkilgard. For Ebonheart Pact, it is Davon's Watch, and for what's the one you didn't say? Daggerfall Covenant. It is Daggerfall. I never thought about that. Like for Daggerfall Covenant, it's actually Daggerfall. Okay, so if we're going to go talk to Turuk Redclaws, a fellow Khajiit. And yes, the Undaunted always hang out in taverns. Just saying.
Greetings, Milksop. You must be lost. This is where Undaunted drink, not Milksops. Now go away, Milksop. This one does not want to catch your milksopiness.
This one is not a milksop. Saranjidaro have fought scarier... Saranjidaro has fought scarier things than you can imagine.
Ha! You've probably fought what? Some mud crabs and malnourished bandits? Undaunted tackled the big things, scary things, found only in the dark places of the world. Things with flesh-eating fists, hungry for your face.
The Undaunted? Who are the Undaunted?
We are thrill-seeking adventurers, everyone. We aren't mercenaries like the Fighters Guild, or patriots like the Dominion. We fight to prove we're the toughest of the litter. You want in? You'll have to prove yourself.
Yes, Saranjidaro wants to be one of the Undaunted.
That's the spirit. What's a centuries-old cursed bloodline in the face of unmitigated bravado? Enter the banished cells, stay a while, maybe bother a ghost. If you come out alive, See me at the tavern in Volkelgard. We'll talk more then.
Will you help this one in the banished cells?
This one doesn't help. This one has already done his due diligence, seen his share of dangerous delves. His job is strictly to send the uninitiated head first into unknowable terror. But good luck in there. You'll come back with a story for sure.
What are the perks of being undaunted?
We're experienced adventurers. We can teach you skills and tactics a soldier cannot. Our battlefields are the deeps of Tamriel. There's also a cache of weapons and equipment found on our adventures for sale. Much more exotic than the local armory.
All right, we're going to talk to these folks too.
I hope my friends aren't being too loud. They're friendly people, really, once you get to know them. They'd be more friendly if you weren't an Undaunted.
Tell this one about these bigger monsters.
I've 2 leads. One is in Daggerfall territory, the other in Ebonheart Pact.
That's right. I need to talk to them after I've joined the Undaunted, because then they talk about it. Okay. No, we're not. We're away. Alright, so we've been sent to enter the Banished Cells. So, Banished Cells is actually one of the what are called group dungeons. It's for people to go on in the dungeon.
Bah! Damn you, tallies and your nepotism. I need a step stool to get a fair deal around here.
Okay, I must have caught the tail end of that conversation. That is one of the benefits to having on your subtitles. You know when, like, the little extraneous conversations are happening around you. Most of the time. Alright, so I'm going over to the Way Shrine. I am not 100% sure because I forgot to check yesterday. I don't think I've discovered the Way Shrine nearest the Banished Cells, but I think I can travel straight in. Excuse me, and I have not. What? I can't travel. Let me just check something right quick. And then I need to finish my previous thought about group dungeons. Okay, no. Alright, so we're going to go on a little adventure because I forgot to prepare. Okay, but first of all, we're going to go do our horse training. So, one of the things...
Welcome, friend. Don't believe my sister over at Skywatch. I breed the best mares on the island. Just you see.
Alright, so riding training is something you can do every day. This is how you train for speed, which makes you speedier. I will say they have increased base game speed, which is really nice. But you definitely want to try to max out your speed. Doing it daily, you only get to do one a day. The max is 60. So you're looking at 6 months to get all of your speed, stamina, and carry capacity. Now, obviously with like the daily rewards and stuff like that, sometimes you actually get, things that will increase it. So it might not take exactly 6 months, but just in general. I usually do speed first, but since they have kind of given us a little boost already, I'm not as worried about it. So I've been working on the carrying capacity because I am a dungeon pack rat. I pick up everything. I can't help myself. The other thing that the riding trainer is going to have is 3 horses that you can buy. One is named Starlight, and it's very pretty. It looks kind of like a palomino. You have a brown paint. Oh, you can preview them. Never mind. So this is Starlight, which is not being seen in the best light because it's nighttime. That's the paint horse, and then you have a solid black, which is also very pretty. Actually, they're all 3 very pretty, but all right. So group dungeons. Now, Normally, I would probably just queue for it. When you join the Undaunted, they send you to go find it. Oh my goodness, we're gonna be forever. Actually, it may not take that long. All right, so we are starting off this morning with a rambling tour through Auradon. All right, so I'll try to talk about group dungeons as we go. Group dungeons. I'm so sorry. I think my brain has not woke up yet. Let me get another sip of tea. Maybe it's just craving some caffeine and sugar. All right. So with group dungeons, so there are two different kinds of dungeons in the game. One are called group dungeons, which are 4-person dungeons. You have to queue for them, or your group has to walk in and enter them. And the other is called public dungeons, which we've not... I don't think I've shown you one. No, not with this character, I haven't. No,
Father, we have to get you to safety.
No. we'll deal with you later. There's the way shrine. I think there was a way shrine up here. The public dungeons, anybody can walk into at any level. With the 4-person dungeons, you have to be a certain level to queue for it. And queue is, actually, since I'm right here at a way shrine, there should be a queue up here. Nope. Not this spot. Ah, there it is. It is the spot. So, sometimes your lore books will always have a blue glow to them. The ones that are like scrolls, like this one, it's Ancient Scrolls of the Dwemer, it's more of a piece of paper, but it's still got that blue glow to it. The thing with the lore books is this is how you increase your Mage's Guild. Wow, this is a long one. Holy crap. Okay, that's okay. That increases, so if you see down the left-hand corner, it's gave me 5 points to Mage's Guild, and that's part of how you level up your Mage's Guild questline. Alright, fair. Just kind of judging where I'm at. Yes. Okay. With public dungeons, anybody can go in. There's no cap or anything like that. With 4-person dungeons, there is absolutely a cap. You know what? There's a book over there. See, this is why I don't need to explore on stream, because then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lore book over here. There's this over here. There. Okay, I'm running by the materials I want to pick up. Dang it! All right, so here's the bridge. Is there a lore book on over this bridge? Okay, I'm thinking of a different bridge. All right. Dungeons! I'm so sorry. I do not mean to be this distracted. So, with the 4-person dungeons, they're all set up. You can start queuing for dungeons or at level 10. If you have friends to go with you, you can do them at any level. And I say that because one of our friends was definitely not level 45 like she should have been to go in this dungeon, quote unquote should have been. Ooh, look at another book. At the same time, she did great, actually. I was very proud. I was like, look at you. Technically not high enough level to do this dungeon, and you did it, yay. I can't help myself. And so starting at level 10, you are allowed to start queuing for dungeons. That's also when you're allowed to join the Undaunted. So, which is why we had to wait to join the Undaunted. Alright, what town is this? I think this is Matissan. Look at... So, here you go. So this is what the books themselves look like. That shiny blue glow. Obviously much easier to see at night. Alright. I need to... Okay, I'm gonna start over. Dungeons. You have 2 different kinds of dungeons. One is public dungeons, which anybody can walk into at any level. Not recommended, because some of those dungeons are tough, especially the ones that are part of DLCs that came along in later years than the opening game dungeons, or base game dungeons. And then you have what are called group dungeons, and those are limited to 4 people. You can do what is called queue for a dungeon, which I'll show you what that looks like right quick. If you go to your activity finder, go to dungeon finder, you can go here and you can queue for a random, which there is a benefit to queuing for a random dungeon every day, apart from increasing your Undaunted, also get experience points, stuff like that, and you get like a little special pack if you do your random normal every day. Dungeons are good for leveling characters. It might take a little while, but the great part is the first time you do a group dungeon, not only do you do the quest and complete it, but you get a skill point for finishing that quest. So it's for finishing you get it from the dungeon or the quest? I think it's one of the two. I'm always doing them both simultaneously, so by the time you're done with the dungeon, you do get a skill point, which is awesome. If you wanted to queue for a specific dungeon, so let's say I was in a group or I wanted to go run a dungeon, Banished Cells is right here. So Banished Cells is the first dungeon, is in kind of like the little first set of dungeons you get when you're a level 10. The other two are Spindle Clutch 1 and Fungal Grotto 1. Now, if you notice, it's a slight color difference, but there's a little bit of color difference between Fungal Grotto 1 and Fungal Grotto 2, and that's because we can't queue yet. So it says that one is unlocked at level 39. This one, Spindle Clutch 2 is unlocked at 40, and Banished Cells 2 is unlocked at 41. Now, the reason these have 1 and 2, it's going to be the same layout of dungeon, but it's continuing the story that you began in Fungal Grotto 1. Which is pretty cool. I like that concept. So we are headed for the Banished Cells. I am not going to queue for this because that will put me in a dungeon with 3 other people. And I don't want to do that while I'm live streaming because I just don't, they don't have the ability to say, yeah, I'm okay with being on your live stream. That would just be weird to ask and stuff like that too. So it's like, so that's why we're not doing that. No, don't piss off. I did piss off the bear. Claw, what are you doing? Do not piss off possessed bear. We'll take the rawhide and the bugless. Bugloss. I don't know. I've never known how to pronounce that. All right. So I know where I am. It's that little... Okay, so we're about halfway there. We're just going to keep running. Just keep running. Actually. Oh, Sky Shark. Those are important. I just tried to switch weapons. Like, I'll use my bow. She's not there yet. Not till level 15. What a day. All right. All right. So your group dungeons, usually when they put out a new... Well, ESO did chapters for a long, long time. They have now switched to seasons, which I'm not... Some of you who've played like Destiny and other games are probably familiar with seasons, the concept of seasons. I am not. I've played it with Diablo 2, but... Oh, I am way off target. I'll just kill another guy. So every... And they did it this year with the season, so I'm going to assume that every year with the new season will come 2 new dungeon packs. And that's what they've done this year. So basically you get 4 new group dungeons that you can run every time they drop like the big annual release pack. Surprisingly, I have not done... Ooh, what is this? Moonstones. Sorry. I get distracted by squirrels. Alright. That is a thieves' trove. I will leave that for later. Ooh. See? Look it. Lore book. Alright. So you get 2 new group dungeons, excuse me, 4 new group dungeons by the time the year is over. Which is nice, because you're always getting new content. However, do note that, okay, we could talk about, we're not talking about Mundastones today. I'll find another one. They're all over the place. So you get new DLC dungeons, which means another new skill point. Yay! And it has, the content in that dungeon will pertain to whatever new content they're releasing. So, for instance, when they did Greymore, the first 2 dungeons they released, if you did them like before you started doing skill point, if you did them before you started doing the main quest line, you'd actually get a little extra dialogue. Like, oh yes, I remember you. We met in Unhallowed Grave or whatever. You know, or does this pertain to your research from there? Da, 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 da. So it's, you know, and it's not required to do that before you do the quest. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you do get a little extra, like dialogue or information about the story, etc., etc. Yeah. The other thing about group dungeons is that you get a trophy to hang on your wall. My friend Kate calls them heads on plaques, which I just thought was so funny. I'm like, heads on plaques. That's what I'm calling it from now on. So they are. They're so you get trophies. You get trophies actually for doing group dungeons as well as trials. And it's basically one of the enemies from the dungeon. Sometimes it's the last enemy you fight. Other times it might just be a random, or it just might be just one of the enemies in the dungeon.
And Pertar. He's the last.
All right. We'll find them.
Okay, I just want to get this on my map. Hello? On break. There it is. Excuse me. So, you get, when you finish a group dungeon or a trial, you get, and it's like literally the head of either the big bad of the dungeon or trial. Actually, with the trials, I think it is it? No, it's not. Trials doesn't do it either. It's going to be, sometimes it'll be the final boss you face, sometimes it'll just be one of the bosses in the dungeon. But you get to put it on your wall, and at this point, there are so many in the game. You can have just a whole wall of trophies. It's great. It's so great. Which is always fun, because some of the, you know, when I would decorate houses and stuff on my main account, I don't have enough stuff to really decorate just yet, so, but, is this green water? Yes. Which tells me, I should have gone the other way. Is that the college way, shrine? No, it's Quinlan. I could run through and go up that way, but that's gonna put me going through first hold, which I don't need to do. Okay. So it was always kind of fun with some houses to like make a trophy room. It's like, this is my trophy room. This is where I have all the, you know. And the other thing I've done too is like, maybe a specific house is for a certain character's trophies, kind of thing. I've done that before too. Am I going? No, he's a merchant. It's like, wow, am I going the wrong way again? So yeah, so that is at least another benefit. You get your clear, as we call it. Excuse me. But you also get something you can put up on the wall and go, look it, I killed this thing. And they really are heads on plaques. I mean, that is a very good description of what they are. Yeah. Aha! Another lore book. Alright. I think that's all I can tell you about group dungeons, at least at the moment, because I think I've said everything. Or I think I've said everything to get you started. So, we'll talk about public dungeons. So public dungeons are on the map. You do not have to queue for them. You can be any level to walk in there, although I highly suggest if you're walking into one of... And also, Whenever they drop a new chapter or season, whatever zone they introduce, we'll have a new public dungeon. And I have noticed that the public dungeons from the DLCs, or from the chapters or seasons, whatever you want to call it, those tend to be more difficult. Now, to be fair, wow, I didn't mean to jump. To be fair, there's been a couple that I'm like, okay, this boss is like difficult, but I gotta applaud you on the design. I did not mean to sit on that. I wanted to pick it up. But it's like, oh, I can't do this by myself, can I? And the whole idea with group dungeons and public dungeons and world bosses and things like that is that you don't do them by yourself. You do cooperate with other people, but you know, depending on how strong your character is, especially with base game dungeons, you might actually be able to do a public base game dungeon by yourself. And I do know people who have done the base game group dungeons by themselves, which is awesome. Go you, because I can't. It's like that is a fantastic achievement. Go you, but I cannot do that. So I'm just going to go sit over here and do my questing and queue for stuff. It's pretty cool, though. I actually did a dungeon once with somebody who's like, oh, yeah, I do this one by myself all the time. And I was like, really? Cool. Wow. Yeah, and they were not kidding. I mean, he was really good. But I mean, he wasn't also wasn't a jerk about it. You know, we just had fun. I had fun running a 4-man dungeon with two people. So yeah, I was like, all right, cool. And, you know, my two best friends and I have run them when we play. We've run some on 3. There are some, especially ones that are newer, like with DLCs, chapters, or seasons, that we cannot do by ourselves with 3 people. And that's okay. Totally fine. Oh, there is another... I have to figure out where I'm at. Hold on. I want to go this... No. This way. There we go. Is that right? Kind of. Not really. I think we got to go overland. Ooh, dragon. The other thing you can get a trophy or head-on plaque from is arenas. There aren't as many of those. They have put out 2 solo arenas and 3 group? Or is it 2 group? There's a number of arenas out there, but they've put out... Is it 3? No, it might be 2. I can't remember. I don't do the arenas as much as I do everything else. Not that I don't like them, it's just they take a while and you definitely probably need 4 people for those. Sometimes the opening levels, if you're like just trying to, you know, to level or get some experience, or you're trying to farm for gear, if you have a character that's high enough, you can probably get through the first couple of levels by yourself, which I've done before. It's like, okay, I'm trying to get this lead to drop for an antiquity or, you know, whatever else. All right, we are finally here, because this is Castle Relis.
Sorendil! Sorendil, please, come back!
All right. Castle Relis, there's what I want. Banished cells. Okay. Yay, we made it! You have discovered a group dungeon. Why, yes, I have. So, there's multiple versions of this dungeon. Which one do you want to enter? I'm going to guess it. Yeah, it doesn't. So, because this is one of the dungeons that has 2 levels to it, you can choose which one you want to walk into. Obviously, as we looked at before, I can't walk into this one because I'm not the right level. So we're going, and you just need to walk in. That's the great thing about the Undaunted stuff. You just have to walk in it, and you can go straight back to Volkill Guard, which is what we're going to do. Actually, as soon as I grab a little. See, talk to 2 Red Claws and Volkill Guard. So this is a 4-person dungeon. Actually, I'll give you a little taste, because I am 12. And There's always a quest in a 4-person dungeon. And there is, I'm not going to say every group dungeon has a lore book, but I think it might. I'm not sure. But there are some lore books, like the one I just picked up, that are only available in a dungeon. And of course, there is the, ooh, I spoiled food. All right. So, just to give you a taste of what a group dungeon looks like. Oh, look, 5 enemies. Not smart that I'm going in here LSL, just so you're all aware. Okay, move. Oh, pay attention to your health, Parker. Like I said, there's reasons you go in here with more people. Alright, we are not here to do this. We are here to... I killed one of them. I really want to go loot the body. No, I'll leave it. We have other things to do today. I'll leave it. Let's see. And actually, I am going to travel out back down to Valkilgard. Because it's just easier. And it will take me less time to travel back than it will to go out the door. Alright, we're back in Valkilgard.
Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe in Riverhope.
That is a reference to the Elsewhere chapter that drops. So they have, and you'll see them all over the place. Excuse me. Elsewhere is dealing with the dragon problem, which I thought was a really cool way to bring in dragons into ESO. Because ESO actually, as I think I've mentioned before, takes place a very long time before the events of Skyrim or the events of Oblivion and Morrowind.
So, what do you people value? I'm thinking of seeking trading partners in Volquaston.
Well, don't bother with booze. Most barsmen don't imbibe. Meat. They always need more meat.
I sunk some coin into a farm a few years back. I'll have to speak with my man in Greenwater.
All right. Now we are going to go upstairs and tell Mr. Turak that we have gone into the banished cells and come back alive, basically.
Oh, you're back. Guess you weren't eaten by ghosts.
No, Zaranjidaro was not eaten by ghosts.
Well, any day you aren't eaten by ghosts is a good day, yes? Though you may feel different after what happens next. Look alive, slobs. We've a new inductee into our group.
Finally, I'm not the new guy anymore.
Nope, you'll always be the new guy, Mindil.
Enough. Let's get this over with.
Always such a ray of sunshine, Talise. Now, a toast from everyone. To the new meat. May they never wet their pants, except from drink.
To the new meat, whose best attack is showing their face.
To the new meat, too brave to run, too dumb to dodge.
To the new meat, don't die.
Really?
Just sing the damn song.
Who knows no fear of beast or blade?
Undaunted! Undaunted! Who knows no fear of Daedric plains?
We are undaunted!
Who knows no fear of death, of age.
Undaunted! Undaunted! We are undaunted! You weren't singing, Talise.
You're fat and old.
Turok, it's true.
Ungrateful fools, the both of you. Go back to your drinking and brooding. And Milksop, welcome to the Undaunted.
I love that. To the new meat, don't die. Really, Talise? Just sing the damn song. I can't help it. It cracks me up. Okay, sorry.
And that's our special Undaunted song. Did it hurt to hear as much as it did to sing it?
Yes, this one survived your song.
Yes. Sounds like an Undaunted to me. Welcome to the group. What? Were you expecting a big ceremony full of pomp and confetti? We do things a bit different here. How are you doing, Milksop? Kill any big scary monsters this week?
What should this one do now?
What we all do. Prove you fear no creature, living or dead. Find the fiercest, wildest, most dangerous monsters in Tamriel, and face them down. Show them the meaning of Undaunted.
What does this one get for being one of the Undaunted?
We're experienced adventurers. We can teach you skills and tactics a soldier cannot. Our battlefields are the deeps of Tamriel. There's also a cache of weapons and equipment found on our adventures for sale. Much more exotic than the local armory.
What should this one do now? Actually, that probably should be, what should Zaranjidaro do now?
What we all do. Prove you fear no creature.
Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to talk to him and he will tell us about the other 2 dungeons in Territories.
I hope my friends aren't being too loud. They're friendly people, really, once you get to know them. They'd be more friendly if you weren't an Undaunted.
Huh? Never mind.
I've 2 leads. One is in Daggerfall territory, the other in Ebonheart Pact.
That's interesting, because he didn't give it to me a minute ago either. Okay, no, nope.
Not afraid of a fight, eh? Good. We need some more honest warriors here.
Why are you and Faradil dressed the same?
Faradil will tell you differently, but she takes after me. I've been quite the influence for her, and though she's been Undaunted longer, I'm just a little bit better. We've been adventuring partners for years. Twins, they call us.
Twins? But you're a high elf and she's a wood elf.
That would be the joke, wouldn't it?
I'm sure that's why her name is Tiny as well.
Hey, fresh meat. My mouth is dry. Get me a drink, or I'll tell Talise to wring it out of you. She'll do it. She has big hands.
Alright, so there is an achievement in the game related to Undaunted, and you go to, I think it's like every zone, including Cold Harbor, and you buy a drink for, this one's on me, that's what it's called. You buy a drink for them, so that's why she's like, hey, get me a drink. I think there's like 30 different ones, if I'm not mistaken. What kind of drink would you like?
The kind that gets me drunk. Never mind, just give me the gold, and I'll scrounge up the best swill in this place.
This one's on... That threw me off for a minute. This one's on Zaranjidaro.
Excellent. I'll have this gold turned to a blurry haze soon enough. You aren't half-barred, fresh meat. You know how to keep the talent happy.
Alright, I'm gonna hope I did not skip.
Hey, if it isn't my favorite fresh meat. Hope you've seen more combat than I have. Taverns only hold their charm for so long.
Why are you and Tiny Talise dressed the same way?
Ah, Talise and I have a storied history. They call us the twins, but I was an Undaunted first. She was rather taken by my methods, effective as they are. So, she imitated me. I wasn't put off, much. Highest form of flattery and all that, right?
Who's better?
She's bigger, slightly more buffoonish, if you ask me, but I'm better. I've saved her life more times than she saved mine, at any rate.
Okay, so we've now joined the Undaunted. I believe that gave us the skill line Excuse me. Alright, so while Undaunted is not specifically called a guild, it is considered a guild. So you're going to find your skill line here. There are actually a couple of skills in here that you might use. Actually, there's probably skills in here for DPS too. I'm more familiar with the skills for healers and tanks with Undaunted than I am anything else. So for instance, Blood Altar and the morph you choose is good for healers. Necrotic Orb eventually turns into, you can morph it into Energy Orb, and that's a good one for healers. That's one I see as a staple. Excuse me. If you were doing your dungeons, so like, yeah, of course, Necrotic Orb, you unlock it at Undaunted 5. Skill line taps out at 10. If you're doing your dungeons, your group dungeons, if you do the Undaunted dailies, which are going and doing a daily delve, which is a very small dungeon that you can do yourself. I don't consider delves dungeons, but it's a similar concept, except you don't get a skill point. But there is a sky shard in them, so there you go. That is one thing. Public dungeons, get way back to that conversation. Public dungeons have a sky shard and a group event that will give you a skill point. So you can, technically speaking, get a skill point from the two different kinds of dungeons. Okay. Let's go out here into the night sky. I'm gonna hope that excuse me. Okay, it's getting to be daylight, maybe, hopefully. What we're gonna do now, so we've joined the Undaunted, we got that done. Our other plan today is to join the Alliance War, or the Three Banners War, or the conflict in Cyrodiil, whatever you want to call it. It's technically the Three Banners War, but most of the time in ESO they talk about Alliance War. So to do that, we are going to go to campaigns, and you can select Cyrodiil or Imperial City. Imperial City is a separate zone, which if we have time today, we'll go ahead and do the opening quest for that, just to get that done as well. Cyrodiil is where we're going today to do the tutorial, which is also another favorite of mine when it's AD. It's not just because I'm AD partial, it's just, it cracks me up. All three of the Alliance ones are very good, but I can't help it. My favorite for Undaunted is still Aldmeri, especially the whole, really, Talise? Just sing the damn song. Well, someone's cranky. So we're going to go into Cyrodiil first, and if we have time, which we should, we'll go into Imperial City. If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see Aldmeri Dominion Citizen and a little symbol. This is your current level, or your current level in the Alliance War. You do get a skill point for every, I believe it's every rank you get in Alliance War. So this is another way to earn skill points. And there's also, of course, a skill line associated with the Alliance War. There's actually two. There's Assault and Support, which we'll get to that in a little bit. So let us go ahead and queue for Cyrodiil. Doesn't really matter which one we go into. You'll always have one that's Alliance locked, which means if I were to go into this campaign as this character, I could only take in, and I switched tunes, I could only take in another character that's part of the Aldmeri Dominion. I couldn't do the other two. You have your below 50, which is great, especially for baby tunes, which is why it's designed. It's below 50. You have a standard no CP, so CP is champion points. That means your champion points do not affect your skills or your equipment or anything. It's basically like you're not running with champion points at all, which I'm not right now anyway. And then you have your standard, which is going to be, you have your champion points, things like that. All right. So I'm just going to go into Ice Reach because it's Baby Toon Cyrodiil. That's what we call it. All right. Let us go join the Alliance War.
Welcome to Cyrodiil, soldier. Here to help out in the war?
Yes, the Ranjidaro is ready. Where does this one go?
First, you need training. It starts with an easy task. Fangil waits at the western Elsewhere Gate, with munitions for the siege range. The Transitus Shrine is the best way to get there and back. Veriniel can tell you more about it.
What if this one does not need training?
If you think you don't need training, speak with Grand Warlord Sorkelin. Only she can excuse you from it. Go to Fangil at the western Elsewhere Gate to start your training, or see Sorkelin to skip training. Your choice.
Thank you. Now, if I was bringing in a different tune, so I can either go talk to Grand Ward Sorkelin over here and say, I want to skip training, or we can do the training, which is what we're going to do. Yes.
Greetings. I guard this Transitus Shrine for the Dominion. Do you have questions for me?
Yes. What do these shrines do?
Transitus Shrines are the fastest way to travel among our castles and gates, unless the links between them are broken.
How can the links be broken?
A castle's Transitus link is broken if all of its resources, farm, mine, and lumber mill, are owned by the enemy, or if the castle is under attack and a section of wall or gate is heavily damaged.
So, Transitus Shrines are basically your way shrines in Cyrodiil. However, there's a catch. You cannot directly travel to a Transitus Shrine unless you are standing at another Transitus Shrine. So like before, when we left, we were able to leave the banished cells using a way shrine. You cannot do that in Cyrodiil. I will tell you, it's one of the most frustrating things about being in Cyrodiil. I can't just zoom anywhere. At the same time, it makes perfect sense. This is a war zone. You've got 3 alliances competing for territory, for keeps, for outposts, things, for towns, things like that. So I get it. I just don't like it. So we've actually discovered 2 different ways you can get in and out of Cyrodiil, and I'll talk about that when our quest is done. And if I forget, I'll try to bring it up next time. So, look at that map. Look at all the yellow. All right. So, as Aldmeri Dominion, we start here. And you know what? She's still a baby tune. I am going to... Alright. She's going to be a baby tune for a while. It will be easier for me to come in here as a baby tune. So, I'm going to... So, I am in... Let's say I'm in a campaign that I want to be in. Campaigns reset at the end of the month. So, this is almost... Well, it's not almost the end. It is the end of August. I'm going to go ahead and set this as my home campaign because I am going to earn some AP and stuff. It says join now. We'll definitely earn some AP as we go. Alright. Yes. Yes! Home campaign. Alright. That way that'll count towards my tier. I don't know that I'll get a tier 1 reward, but we got a good chunk of the map, so yeah, we'll take it. Alright, so Cyrodiil. Obviously, yellow has captured and owns the things in yellow. All the places in green are places I can travel to, which is great because I can actually travel to one of the towns. There are 3 towns. There's Velastris, Cropsford, which always... So Velastris always starts as AD. Cropsford always starts as Pact. And Bruma always starts as Daggerfall. The thing about Cyrodiil is you want your alliance to be the one to take what we call the ring, which is all these keeps and outposts. Maybe just be the keeps, but I'm pretty sure it's outpost 2. That, or we just usually take the outpost as well while we're at it because it's right there. You can see right here, the Aldmeri Dominion owns this keep, outpost, Sejanus, but it's under attack. Now, sometimes you can look here and it'll say siege weapons and it'll say like 5 Ebonheart Pact or 2 Daggerfall Covenants. You kind of know what alliance is there. And that's helpful if it's not your, like let's say you came in on blue, you saw this was under attack, like here, well actually like here, and let's say that said under attack and Daggerfall Covenant. Well yeah, you would be like, alright, there's some people there with Daggerfall Covenant, they've got siege gear, So, yeah, let's go over there. Let's go over there and help them. With this, it could be either Daggerfall or Ebonheart Pact. More than likely, because it looks like Pact is going after the ring, it's probably Pact. Might not be, but that would be my guess. So the reason you want your alliance to have this ring is that's how you decide who is crowned emperor. And it is the, I think it's the person that has the highest score at the time the alliance gets imp is then crowned emperor. And there are people who have had the imp title multiple times, which is like, wow, really? I haven't ever got it. I've kind of given up going after it. Just maybe one day I will, figure out how to do it. I've had some friends give me some tips and pointers and stuff and some ideas. Some were like, this is how I got it. So maybe one day, but no. Might have to be really laser focused for that one. So, but I do understand that it is easier to get imp on Baby Toon Cyrodiil than it is any of the others, which makes perfect sense. Because in Baby Toon Cyrodiil, you've still got folks like this Toon who's only level 12, and you can't queue until level 10, so she's just now right where she can come in, basically. And you're not as strong. I mean, let's just be honest. You're just not as strong. I don't know if champion points are enabled in this campaign. It's not going to tell me, is it? I don't think they are. I'll have to look that up. So scoring. Every time you take a keep or a resource, all of that kind of stuff, it counts towards scoring. And you can kind of see here where you've got the potential points we have so far, kind of thing. The keeps we have so far. It looks like, is that Sejanus that just flipped? I just saw that. Yes, so it turns out Pact were the ones down there taking Sejanus. Now, the reason they don't have a red line between this keep and Sejanus is because another alliance still owns the resources. If they were to go down to the keep, which they probably will, or they may not, I don't know. Well, no, do you have to take the ring and be connected? Although if you take the ring, you're automatically connected, basically, kind of, sort of. Maybe not. Anyway, not the point. They could go from Sejanus down here and start taking these 3 resources. That would then give them a travel line to go between Sejanus and Castle Alessia. Because right now, if you're over at the gate, this is the gates for Pact, you could only go this far. But if they take those resources, you could go down as far as Alessia. Anything else I need to talk about on the map? I don't think so. Of course, blue starts over here. So you kind of have like it. So let's see. I believe each one starts with 2 keeps in the ring. I think. Is this? I don't remember if. Yes. I believe it's Chalmon and Blue Road are red. Start as red. Alessia and Robeck start as yellow, and then Fort Ash and Fort Ayleswell start as blue. So when you come in and see the map for the first time, it's brand new. Everything's just reset. That's what you'll kind of see. Ah, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I did not know that. Thank you. So, so as long as your faction has 1 resource, you can travel. For some reason, I was thinking it was all 3. Thank you for clarifying that. So, as long as they take, one of those, let me go back to the map proper, or well, the map that shows you everything. So, if they wind up taking one of these 3 resources, then they can travel to that keep. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you saying that. Sorry if you said that a while back and I didn't catch it. Yeah, so that's kind of an overview. I do not know as much about Cyrodiil as some of my friends do, because they play more PvP than I do. I know how to get in here and, do my town quests, and I know how to sneak around Bruma even if I don't own, even if my alliance doesn't own the town. But yeah, as far as like the actual PvP, not so good at it. I'm more on the support side, where it's like I can do heals, or I can help come in and take resources kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, here's a good example. Wait, let me go back to the other map. So here's a good example. If you see, everything all the way around the ring for AD right now is connected. If we go back and look, not at the Transitus Shrine map, Parker, there we go. If we go back and look at our regular map, there we go, we can see that they have 2 resources, but they don't have the third one. So there's a visual example of what Alex was talking about. So, all right. So, what we are here to do today is to help plan the invasion. No, I'm kidding. What we're going to do is we're going to finish up our tutorial. So, we have talked to the person here that told us about things. Now we are going to travel to the other gate. So, we're at the eastern Elsewhere gate right now. We are traveling over to the western gate. East, west. Okay. Where did I talk to? Alright, so she's the person we're going to pick up our Imperial City quest from. Alright, let's go over here and talk to this person. Not that person. This person.
War is certainly good for business. We're having trouble keeping up with demand. What do you need?
Arkaran sent this one for munitions.
About time. I almost gave this to someone else. Take it to Zahn. You'll find him at the siege range, west of the eastern Elsewhere gate. Just look for a Khajiit with singed fur.
This one will bring it to him. Alright. So now we're going back to the eastern gate. Right. Oh, and I'm going to go discover the Way Shrine while I'm at it. So this is, technically speaking, the way you get out of Cyrodiil. Technically speaking. Did it discover? Yes, it did. Okay. Each gate has a Way Shrine, and that's how you would just port out to another city or town or location somewhere in the world. Alright, where am I going? Siege range. You're looking for a Khajiit with singed fur. This one is familiar with that problem. Alright, I could leap off the side there, but I'll be good. I'll go through my gate doors. So I will mention that if you've watched streams before, if you've played before, the compass now has a number of meters that you are away from your objectives. So that is something that dropped in the latest update that came out earlier this month. Console is getting it soon if they don't have it already. But I love it because at least now I'm kind of like, oh, that's closer and this is closer. Because especially in Cyrodiil, I've noticed that something will be on the compass, but it's not as close as you think it is. So I very much appreciate that there are numbers now to help you.
Very flammable materials here. Watch your tail.
I love that. Cracks me up. I can't help it. It's so funny. Very flammable materials. Watch your tail. Okay. I'm going to start over.
Very flammable materials here. Watch your tail.
This one has a delivery for you.
Ah, good. Our Karen promised these yesterday. We are always running low. I have been instructing new recruits on the use of siege weapons. Much ammunition is wasted.
Alright, so this will finish up the first tutorial quest. There's 2. And I believe this one unlocks the assault line, and the other one unlocks support. Or maybe it unlocks both. We'll find out here in a minute. So we are going to get gold, but we're also going to get something called alliance points. And alliance points are another form of currency. You earn them in Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil Imperial City and Battlegrounds, and you can spend it on specific items in the game. And I won't get too much into that, but just know that Alliance points are another form of currency.
Siege weapons are fascinating, yes? There is much to learn. There are several types, each very useful in its way. To learn about rams and flaming oil, talk to Miniel by the tower. For trebuchets, catapults, and ballistae, talk to Firamo.
Can this one use the weapons?
Of course, Walker. The range is here for that. Spend time with each weapon, firing at the targets we have set up. Talk to Firamo and Miniel, then return to me when you are done.
Saranjitaro will be back. And so you see we gained actually both both PvP skill lines. I do know how to talk. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to learn what our siege stuff does. So.
Yes, what do you need?
Tell Saranjitaro more about this weapon range.
Trebuchets, catapults, and ballistae are the tools of our trade. They cause tremendous damage to walls and foes. We have a few of each here. Pick one that's not in use and fire at the targets on the range.
Do these weapons all have the same range?
No, you'll see when you fire them. The trebuchet and ballistae fire the farthest, while the catapult has a shorter range. Remembering this will come in handy during assaults on castles.
What are the various weapons?
Each weapon, trebuchet, ballista, or catapult, has unique abilities and uses.
Tell me about trebuchets. Tell this one about trebuchets.
Trebuchets work well against castle walls, dealing massive damage. There are 3 types: fire pots, spread burning oil, stones smash walls and foes, and ice balls cause damage and ensnare soldiers in ice.
What about ballistae?
Ballistae fire fast and true. They excel at destroying enemy siege engines, including rams. Standard ballista bolts smash their targets, fire bolts cause extensive burn damage, and lightning bolts shock and ensnare their victims.
Tell this one about trebuchets. No, wait, we already talked about trebuchets. How do catapults work?
Catapults are excellent weapons against enemy troops. Meatbag catapults spread debilitating disease. Oil causes fire damage, and scattershot causes impact damage.
All right, time to play with siege stuff. Siege stuff can be fun. All right, what do we got here? Let's do a fire pot. I want to do an ice ball. You can do any of them. Actually, you can do all of them if you want to. And you can actually come back down here and play with this and practice if you want to. All right, let's do fireball. All right. So what I've done is I've opened up the menu where I can hit things. That's a simple way to put it. It's the menu where I can hit things. You basically want to fire on one of the dummies. I know they're kind of small to see. But you can actually... The other thing is you can see kind of what the range is for this weapon. You can see how far it will go. Alright, so let's hit a dummy. Aha! Okay. And it does... Your siege weapons do take a little bit of time to reset so you can use them again. That is the catapult, so this is the ballista. That's the scattershot. No, wait, the catapult. I just did trebuchets. And I said catapult, didn't I? These are the trebuchets. Let's do a lightning ballista. See what that looks like. So your ballista is going to have... I can't tell if that's like a... No, it looks like a shorter range. The head. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just me. Alright. Go. Now, I will say one thing you can do is, let's say you have 2 ballista set up, and like you're sieging a keep or something. Fire can go here. So that kind of makes it a little more efficient, and that could always be the same thing too. The other thing is you can actually just stand between the two and go back and forth. Alright, scattershot, meat bag, oil. Let's do meat bag, because I see these all the time. Alright, so meat bag basically is, I'm assuming, like spoiled, diseased meat that they throw. Let me find a dummy to hit. And it does do poison damage, and it does suck when you get hit with it, I'm just saying. Alright, so we've played with everything. Okay, and there we go. Okay. Actually, let's just see what everything does. While we're here, why not? Ooh, that's the oil. We just looked at meat bag. This is the scatter shot. I need to put some of those in my inventory. Excuse me. Firebolt. This one is just a plain ballista, but still. I wonder if... No, you can't hit anything next to you. Duh, it's too close. So that one's just a plain bolt. Although it looks like it has some fire attached to it. Stone trebuchet. Cool. We did not use the ice ball. I wanted to use the ice ball. Let's use the ice ball. Okay. Now, we were also told we could talk to this person about the oil.
This ram doesn't want to move. Training grounds always get the worst equipment.
Tell Zoranjidaro about rams.
To knock down a castle door, a ram's your best bet. Deploy one, get enough people on it to push it up to the door, then stay with it until the door collapses.
Is there a ram here this one can use?
Not right now, sorry. This one isn't working and we don't have any others here. Once you get out on the battlefields, you'll get plenty of chances to use rams.
What about flaming oil?
There's a vat you can use atop the platform here. Use it as you would any other siege weapon. Just don't pour it on me or the ram, please.
Alright, so let's pretend this... I think I can... No, you can't do it because it's quote-unquote broken. Excuse me. Rams, you can... if this was an actual ram that's set up, you would stand in the middle of it, or, well, inside the ram. It doesn't have to be the exact middle. Stand inside the ram, and if there are 6 people... So 6 people can stand on the ram. That'll put it at full power. I don't know if that does... I know it's better to have the max number of people as possible on a ram, but you definitely need more than one. Because it's... I don't know if it does more damage, which is what I'm guessing. It doesn't necessarily work faster, but it does do more damage, I think. So if you go to a keep and there's a ram on the door, and if it looks like maybe they don't have enough people, you can always go stand inside the ram. You can also stand inside the ram and do other stuff, so which is really helpful. I've also seen people stand inside the ram and have no, not siege. No, I'm thinking of a different thing. But I've seen people stand. Like if I'm running as a healer and I want to put on siege shield to keep people from throwing oil on, well, not keep people from throwing oil on us, but to try to mitigate some of that damage, I will stand on the ram and then I'll cast the siege shield, which is like a really big yellow dome that comes up. You may have seen it if you've already played in Cyrodiil. So we're going to go up here and play with oil. And oil is similar to other siege engines. It doesn't have like a whole lot of... I mean, it's made to just pretty much pour straight where it goes. But if you see that red circle, or saw that red circle... Okay, 3 people is the minimum for the ram. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alex. All right. All right. So the red circle that pops up kind of tells you where it's going to go. And you can aim this like a little to the side, It's not, it doesn't have that much range, but when you pour it, you'll see that red circle on the ground and you'll know where it's going to hit. Do, 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 do. All right, let us talk to the Khajiit with Singe Farrakin.
So soon you've learned all there is to know about siege engines?
Saranjitaro is done practicing.
Good. You can buy these weapons from siege merchants at our gates and castles, yes?
Anything else this one should know?
You should also know how to repair walls, doors, and siege engines. Enemies will batter our castle walls and doors. We must undo this damage to hold on to our castles. Siege weapons can also be damaged. Repair is often needed.
How does this one repair?
Driving off attackers is always the first step. Then, repair kits can fix some of the damage, yes? Here is a practice repair kit for a siege weapon. Use it on a trebuchet, catapult, or ballista. When done, Taralyn will speak with you.
This one will speak with Taralyn once she is finished practicing repair. I don't use repair kits on siege as much as I use them on doors and walls and things like that. I have used them on siege. Whoops. I have used them on siege before. I just don't use them as much. Excuse me. So, what we want to do is we find it in our inventory. It's going to be under slottable items because you can put it on your quick slot. And it looks like this. Now, normal siege or normal repair kits will just say Cyrodiil repair kit. So, maybe a year or two ago, they changed it from being specifically for walls and doors and siege and just made it's all one thing, which is great. A lot easier to keep up with. All right, so we're going to assign that to a quick slot on our bar, wherever we want to assign it. And then I'm going to make it active that way. And since we're right here at the Firebolt Ballista, because I have this on my quick slot, so it's going to be the thing that is assigned to when I press the up button. And you can actually see that jumped about 10k in health once you did that repair. So now we will go talk to this person over here.
Greetings, soldier.
Zaranjidaro was told to report to you.
You are always welcome here, warrior. But now others need to speak with you.
All right, so now we have finished learning about Siege. We've finished our second quest. Maybe there's 3. There must be 3. I was thinking there was 2. All right. On to the next one.
At the Elder Scroll Temple of Nem, Protector Arfir waits. She has much to tell you.
So Ranjidaro will go speak with her. And so I got another 3k alliance points. That's 6k. And I also, of course, got the standard experience you get, so I've just hit level 13. Yay! All right, what do we get at level 13? Get a little info on provisioning, and we get a new recipe that we don't know. And I get some poultry and some seasoning. So I get a new recipe, and I get the stuff to make it. It's like one of those HelloFresh kits or something. It's the Tamriel version of HelloFresh. Right here. Look at that. Yes, I know, I'm goofy. All right. All right, so our future rewards, as always, it shows us our next level, what we're getting. Our next milestone is going to be 15, which is when we can actually have 2 weapons on our bar. And I will be more with it and not try to switch weapons. All right, so since we're here, let's go look at our assault and support skill lines. I've got 8 skill points. Excuse me. I've got 8 skill points. We're not going to worry about spending those just yet. Actually, I may spend it for vigor here in a minute. So assault and support, just from doing those 2 tutorial quests, we've already gotten almost the first 2 ranks. Or first 2... Sorry, those are separate. First 2 levels of the skill lines. Now, granted, it does get harder as you go, just FYI. Your Alliance War will cap out at 10 each. And just like other skills, if I'm not mistaken... Actually, I could be wrong. I'm not even going to say that. So, Vigor is a good skill to have. It's a good it's especially good for magic users because it's a stamina-based heal. So, I know with my healer, it's usually kind of my backup heal of like if I'm out of magicka and we need help, I'm going to be tossing vigor. Rapid maneuver is the speedies or the zoomies. I don't usually get that unless we have somebody new with us. And, well, actually, no, they have the 2-person mounts now. What we usually do with rapid maneuver is, or well, what I'm used to, is that blank right out. I am used to like one of us will have maneuver on, and we just kind of, for folks who don't have their speed built up yet, maybe they're new or they just haven't built it up yet at the trainers, at the riding trainer, that we can help them keep going faster. And boy, let me tell you, it will. So with my best friend Carrie, I threw it on her once because you cast it and it affects you and everybody around you. Well, I cast it, we're all running, and she got quite a speed boost, and she's like, whoa, what was that? It was great. It was so great. Yeah, we still talk about that. So then I would just do it to be a punk because it's me. All right, so for healers, I will say there are 2 things in Alliance War that you want. They're going to take a while to get to. In Assault, you want Warhorn. I know that sometimes tanks use this as well, so it just depends on your group makeup. So Warhorn is a good one for healers. And for support, Barrier is a good one for healers. This one is a really good kind of oh crap heal. No, maybe not necessarily an oh crap heal. You can also use it to like buff if you're getting ready to do a really hard pull of enemies. You can use it to buff everybody before you go in or whatnot. It just depends, but that is another good skill to get. Unfortunately, it unlocks at 6, so you're going to be doing Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds or Imperial City for a while to get there, but it's okay. Siege Shield is the one I was talking about, which creates a protective sphere. Purge is another good one, and then Revealing Flare. So, Mage's Guild has a similar thing that you can use. I think it's called Mage Light. So this is... with Revealing Flare, you basically launch this little flare in a section you tell it to launch. And if there's anybody who's stealthed or invisible, they will appear. And they can't go back to stealth or invisibility for 4 seconds. So when you're in a keep and you still hear battle music, that's how I know somebody's still in the keep. You're in the keep, you still hear battle music, but they're maybe hiding in a corner. You will see people, and I've done it myself, you will see people tossing either Mage Light or Revealing Flare and trying to find people. And it's not funny because I've also been on the other side of that where I'm the one found, but it's kind of funny because it's like you just see it go and then poof, there's a person. It's like, whoopsie. So yeah. That would be, and I don't know a lot. I don't know enough about DPS and tank to tell you what skills are good for those 2 roles, but healer I have a decent handle on. So, all right, we don't have a Khajiit skill yet to level up. Okay. All right, so let's go talk to this person about Elder Scrolls. You know, the whole reason the games are called Elder Scrolls. All right, where am I going? Yes, it is this gate. I was trying to think. I was like, is it this gate or a different gate? So Elder Scrolls, which we're about to learn a lot about. That's the whole basis on which the universe in ESO is built. I do not know as much as I should, I will say that. But from what I know, from what I understand, these scrolls actually contain prophecies. Prophecies that I'm not 100% sure. I know. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. There are scrolls in the there are prophecies in the scrolls, but you know, there's not always everything in a prophecy is in the scrolls. So it's, you know, something could be changed. But the Elder Scrolls are a key part. The Elder Scrolls themselves are a key part of the game series, whether that's Skyrim, Oblivion, ESO, Morrowind, etc. All right. So in ESO, they have it, basically the alliances have stole the Elder Scrolls, so kind of them to do. Because you actually, on the packed side of the map, there's the Temple of the Ancestor Moth, and you can actually talk to them. They're like, they've stolen our scrolls. This is terrible. Da da da. And I'm like, yep. Why am I not surprised? I mean, it's war. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. So the scrolls are very important, very powerful. The folks that are allowed to read and interpret Elder Scrolls are called Moth Priests. And eventually they will go blind from reading the scrolls. When you do White Gold Tower group dungeon, you actually meet one of the monks, and she's blind, and she mentions, I think she mentions it a little bit, that because she's very learned in the scrolls, she's been reading them, but because she's been reading them, she's gone blind. So yeah, great access to knowledge. Cost is losing your sight. So plea for, yes, so this is basically from somebody, let's see, who's it from? Moth Priest Crassius Vera, which I believe he's the one of the people you meet at the temple. He's basically saying, please, please return the 2 scrolls that you took. And of course they've built these temples to put them in. Each alliance has 2 Elder Scrolls. You can steal the Elder Scroll from the other alliances. You could feasibly have all 6 at individual keeps, and have your 2 that your alliance starts with in the temples. You could have the other 4 at individual keeps. Stealing an Elder Scroll is a process, which we won't necessarily get into today. But you guys know I gotta get my readables. Oh, look it, another lore book, which talks about the Order of the Ancestor Moth. Don't jump, run. There we go. And if you read these, you get some more information about the Elder Scrolls themselves and whatnot. It's just there is so much information. All right. So we've gotten our readables. So this is an Elder Scroll. And I believe there are 3 defensive and 3 offensive. I don't remember which color is which, but this would be the Elder Scroll that lives here in the temple. And you can see on the compass up there at the top, there's like a little scroll across the icon of the temple. That is actually how you know, if you're looking at the map, you know where it is. So for instance, okay, there we go. This is the defensive one. Yes. So the blue are defensive, the red are offensive. That makes sense. So you can tell by looking at the map, hey look, we have our Elder Scroll back in our temple. You can tell by looking at the map here for AD, they've recaptured or kept their 2 scrolls. And then for EP here. To get an Elder Scroll, you have to take the 2 keeps. Is it 2 keeps? Or the keep? No, yes, it is technically 2. For instance, you have to be able to open the gate, because otherwise, when that gate is closed, only the Alliance can get behind it. If you take this keep, so if we were to in a group and we ran up and took King's Crest Keep, that would open the Gate of Chim, and we could run in here and steal their scroll. You still can't get behind their lines as far as like where they're you can't get into the wall that's all the way at the back, but you can get up to not only the Elder Scroll but also the Sky Shard that's up there, because each of those temples has a Sky Shard next to it. Which means if you want those 2 Sky Shards, you got to open up. Well, if you want those 2 Sky Shards, you got to open up this one, and that's the gate. Come on, and Farragut, and then you could get into. You can get behind the gate, get your Sky Shard, and if you're going after a scroll, pick it up and run. Then you can put a scroll. I think you can put scrolls. I know you can put them in keeps. I'm not sure if you can put them in outposts, but I think you can, because there's like a little circular. There's like the little pedestal in outposts that there is in the keeps. So I think you can. So basically, if you own that keep and your keep has a scroll, then you get the benefit of that scroll. So like I said, so let's say we went and took these 2 scrolls. We might have them. We might bring them all the way down here, or we might just put them maybe right here if we owned that. If we owned this, because that puts it more in like your Aldmeri starting territory kind of thing. So yeah. So all right. So let's talk to the lady about let her enlighten us about the Elder Scrolls.
Greetings, soldier. You stand in a holy place. The Elder Scrolls are a sacred charge of the Aldmeri Dominion. We must keep the scrolls from those who would defile or misuse them.
Zaranjidaro would like to learn more about them.
Every member of the Dominion should cherish the Elder Scrolls. Our sacred trust to protect them must be our primary focus. The Elder Scrolls are prophecies in essence, but they are much more than that.
What else can you tell Zaranjidaro about the Elder Scrolls themselves?
The scrolls contain records of all past and future events, but they cannot be read without a severe price, madness, blindness, even death. Many believe they were created by the Aedra, but why or when is unknown.
Why are the Elder Scrolls kept in temples?
The temples are holy places, created as housing for the scrolls to honor and protect them. We built them upon the soil of Cyrodiil, close enough to the battlefields to bestow their blessings upon our troops.
Why are the Elder Scrolls important to the Dominion?
Every Elder Scroll we hold grants power to all the soldiers of our alliance. This is another reason our enemies cannot be allowed to keep any of them.
How do we capture the enemy's Elder Scrolls?
The Grand Warlord orders these attacks. Access to each scroll is blocked by a gate. To unlock it, both castles protecting it must be taken away from the alliance that holds the scroll. Once the castles are captured, the way to the temple is open.
What then?
The Elder Scroll must be taken from its temple and brought to one of our 6 original castles. Once there, it must be placed upon a scroll pedestal. Needless to say, capturing an Elder Scroll requires the cooperation of many soldiers.
Zaranjidaro thinks that's all she needs to know about the Elder Scrolls.
Books in this temple contain information about the scrolls, if you wish to know more. When you are done here, go speak with Grand Warlord Sokolin. Anything else you need to know about the war, she can tell you.
This one will go speak with her. So ignore everything I just rambled about and listen to her as far as capturing them. I was thinking it was 2 keeps, but I'm looking at the map and I'm like, Alright, hold on. Which 2 would it be? Alright. Okay. Not important. While we're here, we're gonna go get a shiny rock. That's one of the things I tend to call every term except the one that I need is coming to me. Sky shards. It's not a lore book. It's not a way shrine. Yay, shiny rock. Alright. Now, so we are going to go back to the gate where we started. And we're going to talk to Grand Warlord Sokolin. And we're going to learn about daily quests. So there are dailies here in Cyrodiil. I love it. Hints. Use door. Thanks. I was just going to Spider-Man it over the wall. Not sure why I'm still on foot. I mean, I could be on foot, but it's slightly faster. Well, it might be faster. Alright. There's also lots of readables here we're just going to grab.
Hold a moment, Walker. The Dominion needs you.
What do you want? It's a message from the Queen. Excuse me, I gotta read all your books first. Okay. Whoa, hello. All right.
You are near the end of your training, soldier. We have yet to explain the tactics used to capture the enemy's castles and resources.
How do we do that?
Defenders must be overcome, and our banner must be raised on the flagpole. For castles, we must breach walls or sunder gates to reach the heart of the enemy's stronghold. All easier said than done, as you will see.
What do we get from doing this?
We are the only alliance fit to rule Cyrodiil. Taking the enemy's castles and resources is the way to prove this. Your participation in these actions enables you to acquire equipment and weapons from Dominion siege merchants.
Is there anything else this one needs to know?
I determine the goals of the Dominion army in Cyrodiil. Vilya carries my orders to General Thoron and General Ataba, who post them on the mission boards. Speak with General Thoron to learn more.
Thank you. Alright, since he greeted us so nicely, I'm guessing this is the Imperial City quest. That's okay, we'll go ahead and pick it up.
Our conquest of the Imperial City is underway, Walker. You prepared to do your part, yes?
How can Zaranji Daro help?
That is the spirit. Our sappers have established a forward base in the city's sewers. The position is defensible, but they need more troops. The Daedra are dug in like horvers, and the Pact and Covenant are making steady gains.
Where is this base?
Here. This one will mark it on your map. Report to General Nedras when you arrive. He can give you a more thorough briefing. With your help, the city will be ours soon. Walk with Alkosh, soldier.
Zaranji Daro will make her way to the base and report in to the general. As soon as I'm done in Cyrodiil.
No time to talk, soldier. Grand Warlord Sorkelin keeps me running all day.
Ooh, another readable. So, here's a thing. Your kind of normal, everyday readableness. Everyday readableness. Good grief. Can I make up any more words? Probably. So, just like your lore books have a blue glow, your anything you've not read in the world before that's like notes or things scattered around will have a yellow glow. And so, see, I read it, the yellow glow glows away. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced words. But sometimes that doesn't happen. There are some that are glitched that you can read 15 times and that glow will never go away. So you just kind of have to remember, oh yeah, I read this. All right, so let's talk about, I know what these are called, dailies. Ah, good morning, Nix.
Sorry, soldier. Very busy here right now.
Grand Warlord Sorkelin sent this one to you.
New recruit, eh? Then you need to know about our mission boards. The bounty and scouting boards are on either side of me. Every so often, Sorkelin sends Vilya over with new missions. I post them to the boards for all to see.
Tell Zaranji Daro about bounty missions.
Bounty missions are simple. Kill enemy soldiers. If you kill enough of them, come back for a reward.
This one would like to hear about scouting missions.
Information is vital to winning this war. Each scouting mission sends you to a target deep in enemy territory. If you can get there and look around, report back as soon as possible.
Are there other types of missions?
General Ataba supervises the other missions. Speak with her to learn about them. She's on the other side of the gate.
This one will go speak with her. Just cross over here.
Take a break.
Maces, swords, axes. Whatever happened to bludgeoning someone to death with a wheel of cheese?
I love Uncle Sheo. Sorry, Sheo Gorath. I can't help it. That is so funny. Whatever happened to bludgeoning someone? And I love this. Look at it. Where is that as a furnishing? Actually, you could probably put that together. No, because you can't make... That's just funny. Anyway, we'll get to his quest in a minute. All right. Oop, oop, oop. Another readable.
It is a fine day for war, yes?
General Thoran sent this one to you.
It is good that he did so, as the battle and warfront missions are under Ataba's care. Vilya brings Grand Warlord Sorkelin's orders. These Ataba posts for brave warriors to see and accept. You have questions?
Tell Saranji Daro about battle missions.
Battle missions send groups of soldiers to capture valuable enemy resources, yes? The farm, lumber mill, and mine around each castle support its war efforts. If we capture those resources, that castle is greatly weakened.
What are warfront missions?
Warfront missions are Ataba's favorites. These are major attacks to capture enemy castles. Many brave warriors are needed. Taking castles from our enemies is the key to the Dominion controlling Cyrodiil.
Is that everything?
The rest is best learned through experience. The mission boards contain Grand Warlord Sorkelin's latest orders. Ataba suggests a scouting mission to start. Welcome to the war!
Alright. Alright, so now we've finished all of our tutorial quests. We've gotten 15k Alliance points in the meantime. Hello. Which, of course, helps you level your rank in the Alliance War. Which I'll go ahead and show you. We go to campaigns. So we started out as a citizen. We have now moved into rank 3. We are now a recruit grade 1. I believe level 1 is volunteer. So you go from volunteer to recruit. Don't remember what the next one is. But as you see, we've also increased our alliance and support because we've been increasing our rank in Cyrodiil. Why did I think I had 15k? Oh, duh, 3, not 5. So we have almost 10k in alliance points. I was an English major. Math is not my strong suit. All right. So, right now, we are still going to Imperial City, but let's finish up with our dailies. So, if you notice these little blue markers, those are our daily quests. And there's, I think, 5 different dailies you can do in Cyrodiil. The scouting missions are usually, in my opinion, the easiest, because even if you have to go into enemy territory, you don't have to actually go up to the resource or keep or whatever you're scouting. You can just, you have to get close enough to where the quest triggers and says, write up your report kind of thing. So, scouting mission notices and reports are posted to this board. We'll examine it. Grand Warlord Sorkelin knows Farragut Lumber Mill is providing wood to build the enemy's siege weapons. She wants to put an end to that. Scouts are needed to bring back reports, on this site's defenses. General Thoran. Accept mission. And the great part is, once you turn one of these in, like, I know for scouting, once you turn one of these in, you can just keep picking up scouting missions. They're about 500 AP apiece. So bounty missions. Bounty missions are going to be for other players, basically. Grand Warlord Sorkelin has placed a bounty on the heads of all enemy arcanists. Any Dominion soldier slaying 20 of these foes is entitled to a reward. Return here when you have completed this mission. I usually ignore the bounty mission. This is just a me thing. But it might be helpful to you. I usually ignore the bounty missions unless it says 20 of... Like, it doesn't specify Arcanist or Warden or whatever. Because it's just easier. I'm not gonna lie, it's just easier. But we'll accept it, and so that gives us a kill enemy Arcanist. Alright, battle mission. Grand Warlord Sorkelin wants the mine at Fort Dragonclaw. We need its stone to help fortify our castles. Warriors are needed immediately. Scribe Firelune. So the way we do that one is we go and we capture Dragonclaw mine. So we capture a resource. Warfront. New orders from the Grand Warlord. All warriors are directed to attack the enemy at Blue Road Keep. The stronghold must fall to the Dominion. General Ataba. So Warfront
Take
is
a
going to
break.
be capture a keep. So battle is, I believe, usually resources. This one is going to be your keeps. I'm not. It might be keeps and outposts. Is that it? Yes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you? Is this Conquest? Yes, there it is. So the Conquest missions board. These are special. By decree of Grand Warlord Sorkelin, 3 keeps are to be captured this day. Bravest and most noble warriors answer this call. Scribe Fireland. Capture 3 unique keeps. Any 3 keeps. Not ones you already have, obviously. Okay. And the last daily that's over here is...
Your training is complete, soldier. You are ready for the battles of Cyrodiil.
How can Sir Ranjidaro help?
The Elder Scroll of Nimok preys on my mind. Our army needs the blessings this scroll bestows. I am looking for warriors to claim it for the Dominion. Can I count you among them?
Yes. So, she wants you to go get a specific Elder Scroll, which Nimok is Daggerfall. So, we would have to take... She said 2 keeps, but I'm only seeing the 1. I know that... Okay, never mind. Shush, Rhonda. Okay. So, we would have to take this keep to open up the gate to go get our scroll and then drag it all the way back down to anywhere along this line where Castle Brindle is that we own. Is that one of our 6 original? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so it's this way. So it would be from Brindle if we owned... stop it. If we owned Alessia, which we usually do, that would be how far we'd have to take the scroll. Scroll runs can be fun. I've been on a couple, because you can also go, if you can kill the person holding the scroll, then you can, or make them drop it. I think it's kill though. Basically, you can take the scroll and either take it back or take it to your keep, or you can just run. You can just be part of the group that's like defending the person running with the scroll, kind of thing. Yeah. So that is, with the exception of the quest we're about to do, because now I forgot all about it. This is Sheogorath. He is a Daedric Prince. He is the Daedric Prince of Madness. He also happens to be my favorite Daedric Prince. Because, yes, he's crazy, but you always know what you're going to get. You're going to get crazy, consistently. But he is also very smart and shrewd, so it's
Take
really...
a break.
He can be creepy to deal with. But I love him. I can't help it. Just a side note on his lore, he used to be the Daedric Prince of Order, and the other Daedric princes put a curse on him, so he turns into Sheogorath. And so it's like every 200 years, he becomes the Daedric Prince of Order and has to fight himself to then become Sheogorath again and keep the Shivering Isles. There's a whole thing to it. But the fact that he used to be the Daedric Prince of Order, and they changed that. I just love him. I can't help it.
You there, with the rippling muscles and the confused face. Do you enjoy jumbling fun with violence? Ah, of course you do. Don't worry about these level-headed losers. No one can see me but you. You possess a special untapped talent for unhinged insanity.
Yes, I do. What do you want?
What does Sheogorath always want? I am the Mad Star! The Mad God! Ironically, I'm actually quite happy. But I'm neither here nor anywhere. All that matters at the moment is infusing some entertainment into this dreadfully dull bloodshed.
War isn't supposed to be entertaining.
Well, not with that attitude, is it? I can teach you a trick that will swing the war in your alliance's favor while bringing a smile to the ever-changing face of your favorite Daedric prince. I'm talking about me, just in case that wasn't clear.
This one is listening.
I don't mind you mortals constantly murdering each other, but would it kill you to crack more skulls? Oh, I think I have just the thing.
What do you have in mind?
That, my mortal friend, is a dangerous and delicious inquiry. I want to give you the power of Volendrung. Now don't be fooled by the funny name. Malakath's giant hammer is no laughing matter. Unless you're like me and you enjoy watching skulls explode.
You stole Malakath's hammer?
Of course not. I simply borrowed it for an indeterminate amount of time. And now you can borrow it from me to shower the battlefield with the brains of your enemies. I don't recommend literally showering in anyone's brains, by the way. Too slippery.
Where is Volendrung now?
Back in Cheesemonger's Hollow with the rest of me madness. Would you like to visit? I can open a portal and take us there right now. I don't know how often you travel by portal, but it really is quite nice.
All right. This one will visit Cheesemonger's Hollow.
Follow me to all of the cheese-laden madness of mortal might and...
And yes, Sheogorath is obsessed with cheese, just saying. It's great. It's actually hilarious.
There's Volendrung. Wow. Take it. Touch it. Love it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, there's lots of bread and cheese hanging around here. Like I said, he loves cheese. Look at this. Cheese on steaks! Okay. Instead of, like, a steak... never mind.
I know there's no one to murder at the moment, but that'll change when you take Volendrung. Trust me, mortal. Would the Prince of Madness lead you astray?
Yes, you would. Alright. So, we're gonna take it.
Feel that? That's the power of a true Daedric artifact, my friend. By the way, I forgot to mention that if you don't feel Volendrung's souls, it'll feed on yours.
Thanks. Appreciate that. You don't tell me until now. So, this is actually a feature they brought in a while back. It wasn't originally part of the game, but it's, you get this hammer. You also get to look cool while you hold it. Just saying. Where are the skills? Does it show the skills? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't show them. It just shows them, like, if you have your interface up. Well, actually, you can see them up here. There we go. Aha! So we have Rorkin's Rebuke, Malakath's Vengeance, Accursed Charge, Pariah's Resolve, Sundering Swing, and Ruinous Cyclone. I like Ruinous Cyclone. So basically, you can... This thing does massive destruction. You can actually use it to tear down keep walls and take stuff, and it appears every so often. Like you'll see Volendrung is revealed, and you have to look at the map and tell where it is. I wonder if it'll show you on the map. Okay, we'll show you. All right. Okay, I'm supposed to hit him with this one.
That's the murderous spirit. Now, go hit the other Zipkin.
All right. All right. Malakath's Vengeance is the next one. Can I run? Yes. Whee! Did I go the wrong way? So I'm pretty sure I think I should have went the other way. Usability 2. Thank you, because I needed that note. Alright. Well, while we're here. So I need to go down this way? Yes, because I need to, the reason I know that there's a fight over at that other, like it eventually takes you over to the other place. Ability 2.
Are you ready? This is the best part, the killing part. Go kill the Zipkin. Well done. Now you're ready to kill all sorts of idiots. I already went ahead and summoned some for you. Charge!
Oh look, gibbering idiots. And he's dancing with them. Look at him. All the way in the back there. All right, so...
I'm hurt! Everything you have it with! Don't stop until you're dripping with blood and drowning in madness!
Turn out!
Fighters! Oh, you forget about the spine until someone rips one out in front of you.
I'm deliberately extending this to hear what he says, because he does say some funny yet gruesome things.
That hammer was the smartest thing I ever did. There may be the craziest. There may be both. Who cares? Smash something! Aid me! Ah, they just don't summon gibbering idiots like me.
I need healing.
You and that hammer go together like cheese and madness.
That's priceless.
Stop now! This is the best bloodshed I've seen in ages! I need it! Healer! There really is nothing like the sound of heads exploding. Oh! I didn't know he had that in him. Now it's everywhere. Move! Heal me! I refuse to believe that Malakat will be having more fun with this hammer than we are. The blood, the guts, the cheese! Move now! Glorious!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I haven't felt anything for a very long time. But I almost felt that one.
Yes, I'm just standing here letting him talk.
The blood, the guts, the cheese! Oh, it's glorious! Giving you that hammer was the smartest thing I ever did. I'm hurt. There may be crazy. There may be both. Who cares? Smash something!
Alright, he's repeating himself, so...
Done! Now, bring that hammer back before it gets hungry.
I mean, you gotta admit, this thing's pretty stinking cool. But, you know, that whole, it's gonna feed on your soul if you don't take souls of others. It's like, ooh, that's not good. I mean, I get it. That's not good. I wonder if you can sheath it. Oh, you can. That's cool. You gotta admit, you do look kind of cool. Alright, let's put this back. Get it out of my hands.
That was as brain-bashingly entertaining as I'd hoped! I've always said that everything is better with exploding heads. You have to use this hammer in the Three Banners War. I might finally be able to watch an entire battle without falling asleep.
But won't it eat Saranji Daro's soul?
Molag Bal already took care of that problem for you, soul-shriven. Volendrung could kill you once you're done with it. Or someone else could kill you first. Or you can stop worrying about it and hit someone in the head with an enchanted hammer.
Can Saranji Daro get rid of Volendrung after she picks it up?
You can't leave Malakat's enchanted murder hammer lying around for just anyone to pick up. You can always bring it back here to play with. Uncle Sheo's house, Uncle Sheo's rules. But if you pick up a greater artifact in Cyrodiil, you're committed.
Saranji Daro does not want to trade her soul for power.
Confusion and guilt are my bread and butter. Madness is my cheese. Moral fortitude is my moulin chèvre salad. If I wasn't immortal, I'd be starving right now. We're done here. Get out. Happy head exploding. What are you still doing here? You're confused, aren't you? I get the feeling that you're a very confused person in general. You have that look about you.
Can this one use Volendrung again?
It would be a shame if you happened to find it lying at your feet in Cyrodiil and had no idea how to use it. Pick it up and do your head splattering best. Just put it back when you've finished. Things tend to get lost around here. Mines, mostly.
Do you plan on acquiring more greater artifacts?
I appreciate your boundless curiosity and understated thirst for power. A dependably entertaining and mentally malleable combination. I'll be borrowing many more items from my endlessly serious siblings. Someone has to keep them on their toes.
Alright, you've now learned how to use Volendrung. Again, more cheese, which you can't pick up. It's just not right. I want to, especially, like, you can usually loot these in the world. It's like, come on, mammoth cheese, come on. Alright, so we're going to go back out here, and we are going to queue for Imperial City. And that'll wrap up all of the PvP stuff, aside from Battlegrounds. But Battlegrounds is just go do a battleground, come back. I mean, there's not like a huge thing to the quest. So we're finished with Cyrodiil for now. Let's just for kicks, let's take a look at the map, see how it's looking. Didn't change a whole lot. What's up there? Oh, is that my? Okay, that's yeah, Capture Dragonclaw mine, all that stuff. Yeah, we're not going there. All right. So we are. Do I have something I can show you?
Take a break.
Yay! So these are rewards for the worthy. You want the rewards for the worthy. It's going to have all kinds of goodies. It will also have your transmute stones in it. We have not talked about transmute stones. It's not for today's discussion. So if I take this attachment, very exciting, and let's open it up and see what we got. So I don't know the threshold for rewards of the worthy. Well, actually, I can tell you because... Well, kind of because. What am I at? No. Yeah. So I'm at 9. I'm not 100% sure when you get them. You'll hear your mail go off whenever you get one.
Take a break.
Rewards for the worthy. So we get a piece of gear that drops here in the zone. So Lamp Knight's helmet. We also get transmutation geodes. So transmutation geodes are used to change the trait of your item, whether that's a weapon, a piece of jewelry, or a piece of armor. They are one, and you can also use them now to reconstruct things from that you've got in your sticker book, which we've talked about sticker book before. So yay! Now I'm going to go ahead and shatter the rock and put them in my bank. Yay! Transmute stones. All right.
Take a break.
The whole transmute station and everything came into being with the Clockwork City DLC, which is one of the smaller DLCs. But you can also get it as a furnishing, and you can use it at home. Ooh, I need more food. All right. So last thing for today, Imperial City. So Imperial City, they changed it to where you queue for it. It used to be.
You need to get in shape.
And I can tell. I won't say I can tell exactly where they are, but I can make a good guess. It used to be that you had to come into Cyrodiil. You had to get all the way up here. So this is Imperial City right here, and there are two dungeons in Imperial City, or two group dungeons. You would have to get to, I think it's right here, and go into the sewer that way in order to get to Imperial City. You do not have to do that anymore. All you have to do now is you go to campaigns, and instead of queuing for Cyrodiil, you queue for Imperial City. And I'm not running CP, so it doesn't really matter. We're also not going down and fighting, so I'm not going to worry about it. There is no under 50 for Imperial City. Everybody is on the same level. So you got baby tunes in with grown-up tunes. Right. I'm still zoomed out from the thing. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go into our journal here. There's City on the Brink. There we go.
I tell you, soldier, a city like this, it's just foul. The stench in these sewers, what have these people been eating? Hate to say it, but it might be better to let it go to oblivion. Mind you, those aren't my orders, though.
Zaranjidaro was told to report to you. This one has come to help take the city.
Huh. Lured with promises of plunder, eh? Or are you one of those banner-rattling idealists? Sorry to say you'll be disappointed on both counts. There's very little glory to be found here. Just muck and rubble and blood.
What is the situation here in the city?
We're holed up in a stinking sewer. That should give you some idea. Got enemies lurking in every dark corner. Sneaky pack skirmishers and those Daggerfall brutes. Then there's the Daedra. Hundreds of them. Thousands.
What can this one do to help?
So you're not running for the hills, eh? Going to stay and fight? All right then, let's get to work. I need you to help clear this place out. We've barely got enough room to breathe. Hunt down enemy bannermen and those Daedric beasts and slay them.
As simple as that?
Simple as that. War is a game of numbers, friend. I'm sure I don't need to convince you that the numbers are not in our favor. If we want to claim the White Gold Tower, we've got to even the odds.
Very well.
One last thing. There's a woman here in the city, a Dragon Guard warrior calling herself the Drake of Blades. She's brought us some valuable intelligence, but she's up to some mischief, I know it. If you meet her, stay watchful.
As you wish.
Meet me among the tradesmen. Quickly, if you please.
Where'd she go? Oh. Okay, I just heard her. Where'd she go? Alright. Drake of Blades is one of my absolute favorite characters in this game. I love her so much. Hello, Blazius. Blazius? If I mispronounced that, I'm so sorry. Hello!
Your general was telling you to keep an eye out for me, right? Here I am.
So, you're the Dragon Guard this one was told about?
Right. I'm sorry. Introductions should come first. I apologize. I am the Drake of Blades.
The Drake of...
Blades, yes. I'm a member of the Dragon Guard, or I should say the true Dragon Guard. We were driven underground by the Empress Regent Clivia. Just as well. We are sworn to serve the true heir of the dragon. She is certainly not that.
What are you doing down here in the sewer?
I'm conducting an investigation. The only investigation that matters. Your friends have provided a great distraction with all their fighting and dying, but I've hit a wall and I need help. I wouldn't ask if it weren't important, believe me.
Why should Zaranji Daro help you?
Because you're not an idiot. You're not an idiot, are you? Sorry. I'm looking into a plot. The plot. Molag Bal is looking for something. Something powerful. I fear that if we don't find out what it is, we'll all pay dearly.
Looking for something? Can you be more specific?
Truthfully? No. Not yet. But we can change that. I need an extra set of eyes and ears. You look strong, reasonably capable, assertive, so on and so on. If we pool our assets, we should be able to foil Molag Bal's plans.
Where would we even start?
In the districts. There are 6 in all. Molag Bal has tried to cover his tracks by scattering his operation, hiding it in plain sight. But he's prideful and sloppy. He's left clues. We just need to find them and piece the puzzle together. Simple.
And if Zaranji Daro did decide to help you, how would she get to the districts?
Your clumsy militiamen have staked out routes through the drainage system. They rolled out ladders to mark the entrances. The hub is just over there. Can't miss it. It's filthy, but surprisingly efficient. So what do you say? Will you help me?
Yes, Zaranji Daro will help you.
You're dubious, skeptical. That's good. All I ask is that you consider it and stay watchful. I'll do the same. Small beginnings and such. Simple. If you're half as capable as I think you are, we'll be meeting again soon. So, you're making a stupid face. I'm assuming you have questions? Sorry, it's not a stupid face. It's just... Never mind. I have difficulties.
Are you alright?
Of course I am. Am I... I'm being awkward, aren't I? I apologize. I'm not very good. With people, I mean. I usually just avoid talking to people entirely. This is the longest conversation I've had in months.
Nerves?
Something like that, I guess. I'm perceptive. Gifted, they say. I can tell when someone's lying, or anxious, or plotting something just by looking at them. But it's too much sometimes, especially when they start talking to me.
Must be difficult.
Yes and no. For better or worse, it made me who I am. I couldn't really talk to people, so I had to learn about them through observation. It honed my senses, made me focus on the little things. Details. That's a valuable skill in my profession.
Why do you call yourself the Drake of Blades?
It's a simple misdirection. All members of the Dragon Guard have assumed pseudonyms. There's a Drake of Shields, a Drake of Staves, and so on. It gives us the freedom to act in both plainclothes and uniform.
But why Blades?
That's a question for the leadership. I like to think it reflects on my keen intellect, but I have no idea. It was probably random. Then again, the Drake of Crowns is a clumsy, short-sighted ass, so maybe there's something to it. Royalty.
Why do you need my help?
You have assets that I don't. Influence, connections, charisma. You're an accomplished warrior. You obviously have no love for the Daedra. We have common enemies, common goals. It's simple.
Do you have any stake in the War of the Three Banners?
Are you joking? Oh, you're not. No, I'm not interested in petty border disputes.
So you don't care who claims the city?
You're still being serious, aren't you? No, I don't care who claims the city. The occupation could last for 20 days or 20 centuries. Doesn't matter. When Akatosh's heir arrives, the old order, all of it, will be swept away.
So you're waiting for the next Dragonborn Emperor?
We all are. But that's barely relevant at this point. Let's focus on the Daedra, all right?
I love her. She's so adorably awkward. I get it. I totally get it. Alright. Who are you? Oh, this is to get you to learn scribing. I do like that once they put scribing in, they actually put in the scribing altar down here. So, Imperial City is going to have your stations and stuff. It's very similar to what they did with Cyrodiil. Each alliance's place in the sewers is laid out very differently. You've also got specific merchants for things like Telvar, which is another currency. Ooh, green beans. Yes, I know it's seasoning, but it looks like green beans. Telvar is another type of currency you can use in the game. You get it from... yes, I know, I'm just looting everything. You get it from doing things in Imperial City. I will say that if you have a lot of Telvar on you, it is much better to try to get away and deposit it in the bank, because if someone kills you and you've got, like, say 1,000 Telvar on you, I believe they get half of it. They get 500 of it. So yeah, and I'm not the greatest at, like, staying alive in PvP, so yeah, I usually tend to try to go scuttle away and hide. Look, I'll admit I'm a coward. I'm not ashamed of that. I can be sneaky McSneakerson. I have no problem with that. It's actually how I've done most things in Imperial City and some in Cyrodiil. So yeah. All right. So the reason we have this zone quest marker over the scouting board. So this is, oops. Do this lightly. This is the map of the sewers. So Aldmeri Dominion is here. There's going to be bosses and the striking locales. This centerpiece has it's Barathrum Centriata. There is a big, huge group, not like world boss, but basically big group event that you do, and you can get a die for completing it, but you also may get the very, very rare drop of a skin. This, I believe, is the Daggerfall Covenant side, and I believe this is Ebonheart. I am not 100% sure. But, so there are 2 levels to Imperial City. There are the sewers, which is what we're in now. This, of course, is our base here. Ooh, door to the Aldbury Dominion. Leave Imperial City. Look at that. That's how you walk out. All right. Good point. Let's talk about that. Is it here? No. Irrigation tunnels is part of the sewers. So if I wanted to leave Imperial City, and I could go here to exit, and it would take me to the last place that I was in when I queued for, in this playthrough before I queued for Cyrodiil. So we have a scouting board. So if we look at the map, oh, that's nice. Red owns all the districts. That's okay. We're not going to be straying too far. We have not discovered any of the districts yet. There are 6 districts in Imperial City. There are 8 quests total. We just finished one. Basically, there is a 7th. The 8th quest comes after you've done all the quests in the individual districts. And if you're interested in this zone and what the story is, I do have a full playthrough of the Imperial City questline on the channel. If I can remember, I will link it in the comments or in the video description. But I took a character all the way through from start to finish. It's a Daggerfall character, but it's pretty much the same. Excuse me. All the stuff with Drake of Blades and everything is going to be exactly the same. So the only difference is going to be when you're talking to the general. So the reason we're doing the scouting board missions is because it says, by order of the general, scouts are hereby ordered to secure the Nobles District rally point in preparation for an assault. Proceed to the surface via the ladder works, establish control, then plant the Alliance banner to signal the all clear. So it wants us to go to the Nobles District, and all of these will be scouting the blank district. And now I have to remember where my... Nope, I went the wrong way. This way. Ooh. This is the bank. This is our banker, and
Yes, your possessions will be safe here. I've been asked that 100 times today.
It is a valid question, good sir. Alright, do I have any Telvar on me? I do not. It's all in the bank. Good. Just making sure, because she's not been here before, so I was thinking she didn't have any Telvar, but it's always nice to check. One thing that I did not talk about, there are certain assistants you can get in the game. You can get a merchant, a banker, you can get a deconstruction assistant. I highly recommend the deconstruction assistant, just saying, and the armory assistant. So the armory, you can talk to him to change your build out, which I don't think we've talked about armory or anything yet. With the decon assistant, she can deconstruct everything you've got and get rid of it. Merchant, you can sell items to. Banker, you can put items in the bank. The decon assistant is one of my favorites. She's just awesome. I don't have any of those assistants on this account yet. I'm waiting for them to go on sale. Because you have to purchase them with crowns. Or you can purchase them with Seals of Endeavor if you have enough of those. But the thing about both Imperial City and Cyrodiil, you cannot pull out your assistants. So if you need to put something in the bank, you need to do it before you go up into onto one of these ladders and whatnot. Because otherwise you have to get back down in the sewers to get back to the bank. Sorry, something I didn't mention before. So anything where there's PvP, if I pay attention to the quest marker, anything where there's PvP, your assistants cannot go. Which makes perfect sense. I get it. But it does make it harder to manage your inventory.
There must be something edible in here.
Alright, so we're discovering our first district. Right now I am in the hazy kind of blue color because I am technically in a sanctuary spot. Basically, if someone was to run up to me right now that was enemy territory or enemy alliance, they could not hurt me. But the minute that goes away, such as now,
That's right, you
I'm completely
pig. Come to Brihanna.
I'm completely vulnerable. Each of your districts has a daily quest to do that you can do, and a zone quest, and they're going to be right here near your alliance banners. So see if I get in a certain part of that. So like if I can get to the door, nobody can attack me. So, like, let's say, for instance, I don't know that it would ever happen because I don't think you can get up here unless you're part of the alliance. I can be wrong. But I could run here and I'm safe, kind of thing, to get inside. So let's go ahead and plant our banner. And so we go from this to, ta-da, our alliance banner. We'll do that in every district, not alliance zone, district. So let's see if we can see. All right, so this is now, if you see, we didn't have anything on the map before because we've discovered the Nobles District. We have, and this will turn white like it does for other quests when you've done that quest. You can do the quests for Imperial City in these 6 quests in any order you want to, but once you take one of the zone quests, you cannot do another one until you finish the one you have. The dailies, you can pick up every single one of the dailies. That doesn't matter. But the zone quest, you can only pick up the one that you're allowed to. You're going to have your sewer entrances over here, which means you could go down that entrance and go back, get back to your base or explore the sewers. And there are specific armor sets in here, so this would be the Noble's Armory. So yeah, so I'm gonna kind of blaze through the other 5 because it's pretty much more the same, with the exception of when we get the Arboretum, because I get so cracked up when she's like reading the book and she starts talking about stuff. She's like, why are we keeping this book? Like, well, it is literature produced by the Empire. I mean, right. Elven Gardens. And I do like, I like this whole quest line. It's actually one of my favorite quest lines, even though it can be tough to do because this is a PvP zone. And because there's a couple of them that really take you being in a group. The group event for sure in Elven Gardens is one of them. But you do get a title. I think no, you don't get a title. You get a color for that, but you don't get a title.
Come on, Regulus, you're being stupid.
So Drake of Blades is here to give us the zone quest, or the district quest here.
Hey, you here to cause trouble too?
And here's our daily. And here's the devastation. Okay. Oh. Do what you came up here for. Here we go. Right. So, as you can see, look it, there's a sky shard. So there are 13 sky shards in Imperial City, and that's between the sewers and it's between the sewers and the city up top. Just gonna check. Okay. So let's go back down and discover another district. So basically, and my guess is that the idea of having you do these is so you discover the you go up, you discover the district, you find the quest. They're kind of them leading you, but it's kind of neat because you're like, oh, planting our flag here. This is our spot, and that's the spot where you would launch your attack from. And each alliance has a different spot in each district. I'm sorry, it's Temple. It's not Elven Gardens District that has the group event. It's Temple District that has the group event. Obviously, I've played this game so much, I'm starting to forget things. Actually, that could just be because I'm old. All right,
Ignatius. Where have they taken you?
Right, there's that backpack.
Walker, please. Do you have a moment?
No, not today. So I am a fan of Oblivion, which is game 4. It's the game before Skyrim. And granted, this is all before Oblivion ever takes place, but it's so... Like, I'm just thinking, it's like, oh man, all these beautiful, the book... My first thing when I saw Imperial City for the first time, so there's a bookstore in Imperial City in Oblivion, and I was all excited, because I'm like, oh, this is cool, there's a bookstore! And you can buy books, not just spell books, but like just plain old books. And, I got really excited. Well, the first time I walked into Imperial City when I started playing ESO, I was like, but the bookstore. That was like my concern, not the people. You know, my first thought was just, the bookstore's gone. Oh my gosh. Because it's, whoops, not that way. Yeah, no, it's a weird thing to be forlorn about. But it was just like, wow, this whole city's just in a whole mess. And especially now since I've started playing what is it called? Oblivion Remastered, which I highly recommend. Whether you've played Oblivion or not, I highly recommend you check out Oblivion Remastered. It is the glow up that game needed. And it's just...
Gods, what a mess. What a frightful mess.
Why do people read this nonsense?
Okay, this is so great.
He came to her with his... Oh, well that's colorful. Mara's mercy, what a waste of paper.
What are you reading?
The Cain and the something. Something... It's fiction. Useless. But it's still part of our heritage. We have to keep it safe. The Daedra have been torching every book they can find. All except one. It's a tome of some kind, kept locked away.
What do you think is in this book they refuse to burn?
I have no idea, but it must be important. I tried to get Sergianis, the chief archivist, to smuggle it out for me, but he bungled the job and got himself captured. He'll no doubt need rescuing. Start with the book, though. It's in a strongbox nearby.
Alright, so we're not going to take these quests because these do take a while. And like I said, if you're interested in them, I have a whole playlist with each quest laid out. But it just cracks me up. Oh, well, that's colorful. So, it's one thing that I don't think I mentioned before. If you're in a zone and you're getting ready to do the quest, I would go ahead and grab that daily and do it. Because especially this zone, you'll wind up doing it. Most of the time, you'll wind up doing it as you go through the zone, doing the quest. So I would say if you're doing this for the first time, make sure you pick up the daily and the zone, the district quest. I shouldn't say zone quest. And you can blaze through this, you know, fairly quick. I'm just distracted because I'm running them out. But you can, you know, hit it pretty. I did again. I went the wrong way. Because it's just run up, pick it up, go upstairs, plant the flag, rinse and repeat. And then once we finish this up, we'll be done for today. But hey, we made a lot of progress. I like making progress because there's so much in this game. Yeah, and I realized it when I started playing it again, like from the start, like from, you know, fresh out of the box playing it. There is so much. I think I would be really overwhelmed if I'd never played it before and started now, because there is so much to do. So many zones, so many quests, so many different ways you can play, and it's like, huh? But the other good part about doing this is, and I think if you just went up the ladders, you would still discover the districts too. But the other great part about making sure you've discovered all the districts is it fills in your map. So it's easier to keep track of. It's easier to keep track of things. I know what words are.
Gods, what a mess.
Oh, duh, it's in the middle there. Or not in the middle, it's right there. The quest is in the middle. I mean, at least you get a little bit of gold, too. I will say, technically speaking, this can be one of the easier, easier daily quests in districts to do, because you're supposed to rescue like 12 citizens. A lot of times they will, like there's 2 there. If I killed those 2, that would be 2 citizens. So you can basically stand up here and never have to go down, which is great, especially, you know, as you see, we don't own, the flag is over there and we do not own this district. So, of course, I am missing out on that chest over there. We're not going to do that. We are not here for that. We are here to... You're here to discover all the districts. But, just so you're aware, that is a... especially if you're AD from where you spawn, that's an easier one to try to do. Just because it's... There's at least 4 besides you, so just wait for them to respawn it. Oh, are we done? See, that went quicker than I thought. So now we have discovered, of course, that Sky Shard over there that we hadn't gotten yet. And so now we've discovered... Whoops, I'm sorry. I keep hitting the mic today. Now we've discovered all the little districts, plus once you start doing your quests, these little, will fill in. And then when you go upstairs, you can actually look at the zones. So let's actually go upstairs right quick. Just go to first one I can get to. Okay, we'll go back to Arena. Alright, so now that we're up here, we can actually see the full map. Not just the zone that we're in, but also if we've discovered anything else in the other zones. So if we had discovered... So every zone has a sewer entrance that you can use to get back down the sewers. If we had discovered it, like for the one we saw over here in Nobles, if we had discovered it, we would see it on the map. If we had discovered that armory, we would see it on the map. That kind of thing. So to get a good look at your full map, you can always go upstairs. There's also the trophy vault here, etc., etc. And so, yeah, that is it. I'm going to go back downstairs to safety. All about safety in the war zones. And so, yeah, that takes us to the end of our... I have tried to go this way the whole time. You know what? We're just going to go in there. Because I apparently keep wanting to... So, Aldmeri Dominion base discovered. We are now, for all intents and purposes, actually, White Gold Tower is right here. If you've ever queued for it and never been in the sewers, it's right here outside the Aldmeri Dominion base. White Gold Tower is actually one of my favorite group dungeons. Ooh, what's over here? It's a lore book. And this one is actually one that's in Cyrodiil. So this is really easy if you're an AD person. Just run out here and grab it. Good to know. All right. At this point, I am completely vulnerable. If there was a player to run up here, I'd be in trouble. Of course, I am in no CP, but... Aha! There we go. Now, Telvar. So Telvar stones you don't just get from killing other players, you get them from killing, I guess, anything. Oh, I was like, where'd my bear go? Well, I died. That's where he went. Alright, so there is another gate you can come out, and I'll show you in a minute. So I got 12 Telvar stones just from killing some Horvors. 12 is not going to get you much anywhere, but hey, it's something. Alright, so there are 2... So that would be an entrance, like for instance, if you had went down one of the sewer entrances from the city, you would... that's where you would pop into your base. If you are coming out from the base and getting ready to go into the sewers, you can go through this door, and it's basically, you got this little ledge here, and then once you jump down, the only way you can get back in is that one over there. Of course, I have the blue until I get... Okay, you can just let me keep blue. I'm fine with that, but you're not going to. Come on, when does it pop off? Okay, it should have popped off way before now. That's interesting. There we go. I would have thought that would have popped off way before now. Just realized my bear's not out because I forgot I died. Dead at level 14. All right. So Imperial fragments are what used to be what was it, shards or something like that. They've kind of basically taken all the things that made like the keys and what you go to get into the vaults into an Imperial fragment now. I don't know that I ever got the achievement for getting all the keys, which is annoying because I had plenty of time to do that until they changed it. So it's like, dang it. All right, level 14, what we got? Justice. We got Justice at level 14. Okay, and here we go. We unlock another group dungeon we can go do, which means if we randomly queued for a dungeon, now it might put us into Elden Hollow kind of thing. So, of course, our next level is 15. We get our weapon swap, and I'll be excited about that because I'm so used to having weapon swap. I've already tried to do it here. So, yeah, that is gonna do it for today. We got through all of... we got through the Undaunted, which is my favorite. And we got through Cyrodiil tutorials and Imperial City stuff. So we are ready to go back and just do some plain old questing. Probably the next thing we'll do is go back to that main quest, because the next main quest line is basically just following the prophet around and listening to him tell us what happened and how we got in this mess and etc. And then we also need to do the quest line for or work on the quest line for the Dominion. So I'm going to try to look up, if I can remember, I will look up some things to figure out the best way kind of sort of to do that. Do need to remember to go put my Telvar in the bank. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. And we will be back next week is the plan. Let's put it that way. We'll be back next week with some more of Second Era Tamriel and ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. Thank you again for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great rest of your day.